Recently, during Jungkook's livestream, many noticed something quite striking. In one part of the video, a person can be seen walking behind him, and although it's not clear who it is, many believe it could have been Taehyung. This all happened while Jungkook was calmly eating his cookies and looking at the camera as if nothing was amiss. He didn't seem surprised or uncomfortable, leading several fans to suspect that he already knew the person was there. Many commented that the person resembled Taehyung, and although there's no official confirmation, several recalled the times Taehyung had been to Jungkook's house. It wouldn't be surprising if it was him, because it's no secret that they visit each other frequently, even if they don't show it on camera. It's something that Taekook fans always keep in mind, and when a moment like this occurs, they analyze it in every possible detail. Interestingly, some people insist it wasn't Taehyung, but Jimin. As soon as the clip went viral, some jungkook fans started editing the video, adding filters and slow motion to try and prove it was Jimin. But even with that, the image remains unclear. What's most striking is how each group sees something different in the same scene. Taekook fans point out Jungkook's calmness, as if he were used to having Taehyung around. Others say nothing can be confirmed, but the coincidence is too curious. And if we recall some of the previous times Taehyung was at his house, the way they move or the background sounds, there are details that seem to match. Furthermore, it wouldn't be the first time something like this has happened during a live stream. The two usually keep their private lives quite private, but lately they've let slip small things that fans notice instantly. They don't say anything directly, but these coincidences have become more frequent, and it's inevitable that people will talk about it. Meanwhile, jungkook fans continue to insist it was Jimin, even though the company has already confirmed he has a partner. Even so, each group continues to defend their theory, which makes everything even more interesting to watch. What is clear is that the person who walked behind Jungkook isn't clearly visible, and no one can say for sure who it was. Many believe that whoever it was, that moment reflected how natural Jungkook is when he's in his own space. He didn't try to hide anything, his expression didn't change, and he continued his livestream as if it were the most normal thing in the world. Deep down, those who follow Taekook know they don't need much proof to notice when there's a connection. And although this is all still just another theory, the fact that it continues to generate so many reactions shows how attentive the fans are to every detail. In the end, no one can say for sure who that person was, but it can be said that Jungkook and Taehyung continue to show a closeness that, even if they don't confirm it, feels increasingly natural and constant. During Jungkook's most recent Weverse livestream, another moment caught everyone's attention. Jungkook appeared relaxed, snacking like Kancho while answering fan questions. The conversation flowed smoothly until a small but significant detail stole the show: a blue bracelet on his wrist. It was from the Korean brand CONFIRMS, the same brand Taehyung has been wearing for months with his signature red string bracelet. CONFIRMS is not your average brand. Founded in South Korea in 1993, it distinguishes itself by handcrafting each piece, without industrial processes. Its accessories are made one by one, with a style that stands out for its simplicity and authenticity. This kind of detail perfectly complements both of their images: Jungkook, with his natural and clean style, and Taehyung, with his appreciation for handcrafted and meaningful items. What stood out most was the coincidence between the two bracelets. The blue on Jungkook represents water, and the red on Taehyung represents fire. They are opposite colors, yet complementary. Many fans couldn't help but think of the balance that has always been seen between them: one serene, the other warm; one reserved, the other expressive. The combination was reminiscent of the famous red thread of fate, an Asian legend that speaks of souls connected beyond time or distance. For some time now, certain rumors about a supposed distance between them have been circulating, but without any real evidence. The curious thing is that while others try to separate them, they continue to display a synchronicity that needs no words. The bracelet is not just an accessory, but a silent symbol of connection, as if they were saying without saying it, "We're still here, as close as ever." During the broadcast, Jungkook didn't mention the bracelet at any point. It was enough to see it, with the natural way he wore it. Meanwhile, Taehyung had recently returned from a trip related to his commitments with brands like Celine. Jungkook, for his part, continues to be active in campaigns with Calvin Klein. They follow different paths, but there's a constant convergence in the small gestures. They choose similar things, styles that connect genuinely, without seeming forced. Those who know their story know this isn't by chance. From their days as trainees sharing rooms and conversations, to group trips where their closeness was evident, Taehyung and Jungkook have maintained a constant relationship, marked by trust. In 2017, for example, during their trip to Hawaii, they were seen together enjoying themselves without cameras or posing, simply being themselves. It's in those memories that the meaning of these kinds of details becomes clearer. Taekook fans don't need grand pronouncements to notice the connection. It's enough to observe how they reflect each other in small things, a look, a word, or a shared accessory. The blue and red bracelets seem like two pieces of the same story that continues to unfold naturally. Perhaps that's why this moment felt so special. It wasn't a planned gesture or a public display. It was something spontaneous, but with a meaning that all their followers understood. As Jungkook chatted with fans and laughed, the reflection of the bracelet on his wrist was enough to remind everyone that, despite everything that's said, some connections don't need explanation. They are details that speak for themselves, small threads of color that continue to silently and constantly bind them together. Taehyung and Jungkook don't just understand each other with gestures, they seem to communicate on a much deeper level, a connection that can't be fully explained with words. When they're together, everything changes. They hold hands with a naturalness that needs no explanation, they massage each other's shoulders when tiredness sets in, and they gaze at each other with a calmness that inspires trust. It's as if the rest of the world fades away for a moment, leaving only the two of them, in their own space, understanding every breath, every silence. This isn't something you see with all the members of the group, and that makes it all the more striking. There's something special about the way they care for each other, as if there were an invisible agreement between them, a way of saying "I'm with you" without uttering a word. The most curious thing is that this happens both when the cameras are rolling and when they're not. There's no acting. No script. Just a genuine connection that remains, no matter what. In some pre-concert videos, they're seen preparing, sharing moments that seem so simple yet are full of meaning. Jungkook, nervous before going on stage, receives a reassuring word or touch from Taehyung. And then, his gaze changes. It calms down. It focuses. Sometimes it's the other way around, and it's Jungkook who gives him that energy that balances him. They don't need to talk much, a couple of seconds, a slight smile, a rhythmic breath are enough. That kind of connection isn't built overnight. It's something that grows, that strengthens over time, and that remains even when there's noise, lights, and thousands of people watching. For some time now, rumors have circulated about a supposed distance between them. Things are said, speculation arises, attempts are made to read between the lines, but there's never any real proof. The most interesting thing is that, while these stories circulate, they remain themselves, not trying to prove anything, not trying to deny with words what is already proven by actions. Their synchronicity remains, constant, serene. It's as if they don't need to clarify anything because everything is already clear in the way they are together. Those who observe closely notice it, a glance exchanged during an interview, a brief touch during a presentation, a reflexive gesture that shows they know exactly what the other feels. There's something captivating about that naturalness, something that makes you think, that makes you wonder how they manage to maintain such a strong connection amidst so much activity. The bracelet, that small detail that could easily go unnoticed, is not just an accessory. It carries the symbolic weight of a silent promise. It's a discreet way of saying, "We're still here, just as close as ever." Jungkook doesn't need to mention it or explain it, because its constant presence says it all. It's a symbol that speaks without words, that becomes part of their shared language, the one only they understand. And although others might see it as a simple coincidence, for those who have followed their story, it represents much more. There are recorded moments where this closeness becomes almost palpable. Scenes that last only a few seconds, yet convey a complicity difficult to describe. When they're side by side, they seem to move in perfect sync, as if their bodies react instinctively to each other. If one leans in, the other adjusts. If one laughs, the other smiles without thinking. If one touches, the other responds. It's an invisible choreography, a harmony that needs no rehearsal. It doesn't matter if they're in front of cameras, in the middle of an interview, or surrounded by people. They do it without thinking, as if their connection were part of their very nature.